How do you do, my fellow gamers, and welcome back to another video. If you read the title, then you know exactly what's coming. This video was inspired by Luke the Notable. Without further ado, I will be surviving 100 more days in modded hardcore Minecraft. Alright, this is the start. This is day 101. I mostly spent this day just fixing up a few things and getting ready for these 100 days. No one was home on these first 7 days, so I was able to have my music on full blast, and it was way too much of a vibe. I should have made a note of what song I was listening to. I can't remember. So that was pretty much it. I spent the rest of the day checking up on everything to make sure everything was in place. On day 102, I decided to expand the tunnel that took us to that obsidian wasteland. I'll explain this a little bit later, but for right now, I'm trying to get obsidian because I'm trying to get a full set of Draco Arcanus, which is an insanely overpowered set. By following the crafting recipe that you see on screen, you can create this new item called obsidian with iron. Just getting one ingredient for the stick of the sword or the axe, whatever one you want to create, is insanely complex. I have to craft a tree stump so I can burn it, so I can get this new thing called dark matter. So on day 104, I went searching for Arcanus crystal. I saw this weird crystallized bug or whatever. I didn't know what it was. After I killed that skeleton, I tried following it, and it was trying to run away. My sword didn't deal damage to it, but then I had an idea to hit it with my pickaxe, and it worked. I spend almost 90% of my time hunting endermen because almost all of my crafting recipes require some form of ender pearl. On day 105, I was in the nether, and I'm gonna be dead honest with you, I have no idea why I was down there. My best guess is I was down there to get Lapis Armor, which you can only get by pigmen. I completely forgot to record day 106 until this moment. I don't know why they're mad at me. Sheesh, I haven't done anything. I don't know the specific ratio, but there's a chance that these pigmen can drop their Lapis Armor. Before I head back up to the overworld, I did need to get some soul sand. The soul sand will help me make edelog, which will help me make a specific type of branch. It gets a little bit more complicated, so I'll just explain it later. This is the Draco Arcanus Axe that I'm trying to craft. To get the scales, I need to craft some golden dagger, so I had to get sticks. The rest of the day, I just sat here, thinking about life. No need to make it deep, I was just AFK. I have no idea why I was back here in the end. Since I was here, I just decided to build a bridge. I never fell off the edge. Don't forget I'm in control here. Sometimes I take Minecraft's soundtrack for granted. Just listen to the music that's playing in the back. It is way too good. I found another one of these scary night dudes, but just give it a few days, trust me. Other than that, I really did nothing else in the end. I did pick up some of these new logs, but that's really it. Even the gameplay knew it was so boring it just goes black. Still on day 109, Valhelsia 3 got an update that added the Twilight Forest. This actually gives me something to do because I had no idea how I was going to stretch this to 200 days. Within 10 minutes of just exploring around the Twilight Forest, I found the Naga Boss, and it was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just because I'm underprepared. I'll be back sooner or later. I collected a lot of these poise logs in the beginning, and I do absolutely nothing with them until a lot farther in the playthrough. I practiced in creative a little bit so I could come back to fight the Rot-Knot. I am low-key kind of disappointed with myself because this boss is way too easy. All you have to do is wait for him to do his attack where he slams his axe down, and this allows you to go behind him and attack his back. All you have to do is just dodge his attacks and keep waiting for the right time to strike. Just rinse and repeat those motions until you can finally kill him. My game lagged here, and that kind of takes away some of the accomplishment. These things have been so scary up until now, I could honestly care less. I think I carried this confidence a little bit too well because I went to fight the one under my house and I came close to death. I really thought I was gonna die right here. Oh my gosh, it's a flyby of the base. It's so much more different from later in the playthrough. On day 113, I finally took down the Rot-Knot that was underneath my house. It only took 111 days. I took both of the helmets home because I want to upgrade them with at least protection. Oh yeah, they don't even need unbreaking either. They never break. Yeah, this armor looks really good on me. Yeah, I'm almost... Yeah, sorry about that. I thought that was funny. As you can see, on day 114, I took my new axe out for a spin. The two other attacks that I have are insanely weak. With everything together, I figured that I could come back and fight the Naga snake. I have no idea why I was so scared earlier because this thing was way too easy to fight. I took little to no damage during this entire fight, and I don't know why I was using the axe's second or third attacks because they don't do anything. But that doesn't matter because I ended up taking down the snake either way. There are 3 different progression pathways after defeating the Naga and the Lich, and I want to fight the Urghast, so I'm going to be taking that route. Speaking about the Twilight Lich, here he is. I kind of engaged in a fight, but this fight never went anywhere, and I never finished it because I ended up cowering and running away. It ends up dying in a weird way. One of these goals that I had for this playthrough is to have a massive armor collection, just for fun. I kind of start building that here on day 115. Basically, I want to have a whole collection of all these different types of armors because, well, I just thought it'd be cool. At the end of these 100 days, it looks a lot better than what it does now, I'll tell you that. I think in the first 100 days, I had way too many fears. Like, here's that centipede that I was afraid of. I don't think I was afraid of the mob in general. I think I was just afraid of dying. You're telling me that I was afraid of this thing, and I was able to hit it with one shot? Still on day 115, I'm collecting a lot of marble because I need to expand that little platform of my treasure area, and I mined a lot of marble. Yeah, I don't know why I did this little pattern every other block. I think it just makes it pop out more. My insanely massive brain planned this ahead. See, I almost died here, but when I teleport back, I immediately fall back into water. Yeah, I'm playing it very safe. You kind of get a little bit of a preview of the armor collection right here, but I'm just here to expand the platform. It's gonna have to be a big platform. I had absolutely no reason to enchant almost all my armor pieces, but I did. Right here, I'm adding the silver set, and I don't even think I used this once in these 100 days. Either way, I think it looks really cool, especially the combinations of the different types of armor pieces. This is the Lapis Armor that I was talking about earlier. It's kind of rare. The armor that I use throughout this playthrough does change a lot because sets break. However, that Rotnot helmet does stay with us forever because it doesn't break, which I guess is pretty good. For the next few days, I did not realize that there was no audio. I apologize for that. I did get to fight another one of these Rotnot dudes. From this point on, every chamber that I see that has one of these guys in it, I will attack. Honestly, it kind of brings me back to when we had the Draco Sun village, and I decimated every single one of their villages that I came across. I didn't have a reason to take them on, but Rotnots have a different story. You know, my sword has actually taken a beating, and maybe I should just put some unbreaking... Holy sh... I'm not allowed to say that. I decided to retire the sword because I did not want this sword to break, so from now on I'll just be using an axe. I wanted to start an end theme farm right next to my regular farm, so I went to the nether to get these weird flower buds. They grow this weird fruit that allows you to get the potion effect of levitating. Yeah, it's really weird. There are these blocks that float when you touch them, and then if you break them, they fall. It's weird. I kind of lost track, but I'm pretty sure this time I'm in the end to search for end cities so I can get some dragon heads. This way I can get the dragon scales. I found an insane amount of loot in the end. I found a thing called the Eternal Steak, which never gets eaten. There was this item called the Orb of Temporary Flight, and I thought there was just one, but I found a whole bunch. I lost the footage of me getting this new item called a Cloud in a Bottle. It allows you to double jump, and if you pair it with an elytra, well, you guys saw the results. It makes traveling in the end insanely easy. Yeah, but not as easy as the Orb of Temporary Flight. Like, look at this. It looks like I'm in creative mode. On day 122, I found another end city, which, well, it was kind of easy because I found another Orb of Flight. In fact, I found 2. I just decided to speed up all of this footage to the max it can go. And as you can see, I have a few end cities. I can use these dragon scales to put around obsidian armor, and that gives you the Draco Arcanus armor. From what I understand, they are 12 times better than diamond in every single way, and they're insanely annoying to get. You know what, we're gonna put the Draco Arcanus stuff on hold for a quick second. As you can see, I want to change some of this stuff. My land right now looks absolutely disgusting. So on day 125, I decided to advance this little area because I want something to be here. I wanted to have a purple theme, so this is where all of these poise stems and my light and all the other end theme stuff come into place. On day 127, we finally upgrade this horrible looking farm. Nothing was necessarily wrong with the farm, I just think it looked disgustingly ugly. Hope this looks better. I have no idea what the problem is, maybe it's just this mod pack, but everything is so incredibly expensive to repair. Look at how much leather I have there and how little it repaired it. We finally got sound back on day 132. I swear this should be the last time that this happens. It should be, I don't really remember. I guess I was just in the mood to upgrade everything because this little entrance to the treasure area just gets a complete revamp. I wanted to make it more grand. I mean, this is my stuff. Hey, would you look at that? It's that Baracco Sun village that I completely massacred. Hey, let's go check up on it. I did consider burning the whole village down, but I want to keep it around, you know, sentimental purposes. What brought me over here is I needed some sand for a new building that I'll be working on. I had all the materials ready to go, but I just did not build. I don't know why I do this. So I just decided to go fight the Twilight Lich. Yeah, I have no idea why he was outside of his little chamber, but it was weird. Honestly, this was gonna be a very, very, very easy fight. So I was just fighting him normally, and then suddenly he just teleports himself off the side of his own castle. Yeah, you can see my reaction. I was like, whoa, 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 did that just happen? Whatever, it's a win. I'm starting to get so many treasures from my treasure area that I keep having to expand the little platform. On day 135, I went to the end to get some myelite. This block is very interesting. It changes color depending on where it's placed. This is the block that I end up using for a long time. By putting this in the stone cutter, you can see that there are a lot of different styles that you can cut this block into. I think my favorite are the bricks and the polished. So from there, I just started building. I don't want to be a Captain Obvious, but as you can see, I am building a big block for a building. The roof has kind of a pyramid structure that's made out of glass. From there, I really had nothing else to do on day 136. I checked my inventory just one last time, and I'm pretty sure I have everything that I need. So I just decided to go to bed. Okay, so this building is not finished. You can see that by the roof. I made this building as a testing chamber for certain random things that I find. Later on day 137, I put in these iron doors, so anything that I do put in here, they won't escape. I wanted it to be connected to my little quote-unquote house, so I built a staircase. For some reason, this side entrance did not have iron doors. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing either. On day 138, I completely redid everything to match each other. I thought the jasper was kind of cool, but once I started building out of that myelite, everything just fell apart. So I got rid of the jasper, replaced it with polished myelite, and even made a path to connect to the garden and a few other buildings that are going to be here. This right here is what I meant by, oh my gosh, the base looks so much different now. And it's going to continue to grow and look a lot more different from what it does now. Honestly, I already think this little base or camp or whatever, I think it looks good. However, there needs to be something right over there. Oh yeah, day 40, one of the most important days. I was insanely lucky to have some leftover arcane gold in a chest that I found. This means that I can finally create the dagger, and meaning I can finally create the Draco Arcanus Axe. This right here is what 40 days has built up to, and this axe right from the get-go is already the strongest weapon in the game. I had more than enough dragon heads to create all these scales, so I created myself a whole set of Draco Arcanus. I didn't have enough obsidian to make the boots. I mean, this armor is already amazing in itself, but I got straight to AFKing. I want to enchant this armor with some of the craziest enchantments. I want to be in... I'm sorry, that's the last time I'll do it. Turns out I didn't have enough obsidian to make the boots of this set, so I had to go back and mine some more obsidian. Now that I had the whole set crafted, I decided to go and enchant it. Don't be fooled by this weird visual glitch. I only had one set of Draco Arcanus boots. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how good this combo of armor sets look? It was so good that I had to use it for the thumbnail. It takes a lot of XP to enchant the strongest set in the game. I had a lot of extra books lying around, so I used the grindstone to get them enchantments off. I don't understand. I got rid of the neighbors in the first 100 days, but they keep coming back. They're more of a nuisance than neighbors now. Wait, what's the difference? The next thing on my to-do list was to enchant my Draco Arcanus Axe with sharpness 5. I really tried, but I could only get sharpness 4 for now. I was insanely bored, so I started building the building. This is a crazy project. I use a lot of this myelite, so much that I had to keep going back to the end to farm more. Then I would bring it back, chisel it into a different type, and then build whatever I'm building. I think these myelite bricks are probably one of my favorite ever. For YouTube reasons, I'm not really allowed to explain what I'm building here. So, let's just say we're growing some magical flowers. Yeah. We're growing magical flowers, yeah. Day 55, I built this little area where I can trap villagers in. I even went back to that weird obscure village that's next to that Barako Sun village so I could get more beds. Again, it took me 155 days to get to another basic essential of Minecraft. Guys, my great step-grandma watches my videos, so she does not know some of the basic Minecraft things, such as a village breeder. I don't know what mod adds them, but there are new types of villagers like beekeeping villagers, gun villagers that can sell you guns. And there are a bunch of other villagers that I don't really have the patience of listing off here right now. When all was said and done, it took me a long time to get these 3 villagers located here. So I immediately started breeding them. I was preparing their areas for them, and this baby villager just walked off. For a second, I thought I had to rebreed these villagers, and then it just came back. I think it's because I put a bell in the middle. When I first built their little areas, I gave them way too much room. It was a 2x3, and I fixed that later, don't worry. I felt like being an absolute dick to this villager, and I kind of feel bad in hindsight, but I bought all of his axes. The moment I was done, I immediately went to the nether and tossed all of them in a pit of lava. I kind of feel bad looking back at it, but I don't care, it's a villager. Sometime during my escapade in the end, I found this music disc, and I completely forgot about it until now. So this is the first time I'm listening to it, so let's just take a listen. Well, that was a bop. I guess it's time to keep expanding this little villager area. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I spent so much time on these villagers. I rarely used them. I wasn't completely finished enchanting my armor still. I want to become an insanely unkillable being. On day 165, I woke up and immediately went to go check on the villagers. I kind of only seemed to focus on the villagers around the time I started building this little dirt area, but I kind of stopped caring about the villagers, especially in these upcoming days. Like right now, I focus a lot on them. My original sword was made out of moonstone, so I decided to compare the moonstone set to the Draco Arcanus set, and obviously, the Draco Arcanus set is a lot better. Although an entire set of moonstone would be really cool for the treasure area. I found out that you can craft a moonstone shield, and I eventually do. Day 166, I was back in the nether to get more wither skulls. This right here is probably one of the most badass moments in my entire Minecraft career. Wow, I'm so good at this game, I was able to outsmart a computer's pathfinding code. I hold myself to what I say in every situation, and I told you I would kill every rotnot that I see from that day on. My Draco Arcanus Axe only has sharpness 4, but that's still like 16.5 damage. I was over here exploring the nether when this giant mosquito came up to me and started sucking my blood. They're called the Crimson Mosquitoes, and they are absolutely nightmare fuel. I'm sorry, just no, get it out. For some reason, I take off my armor that I'm wearing right now in replace of the Draco Arcanus set, which is kind of a waste of durability. Hey, but that's completely fine. On day 169, I tamed a cat that was in my cow pen for like 70 days. On day 170, I went to check up on the villagers. They are absolutely doing nothing. Wow, what a shocker. It took a lot of my patience to lure one of the villagers onto this side of the camp to become a leather worker. None of them wanted to follow the potato trail. I was able to trap some of the neighbors in my test building. Using the capsid block, an end rod, and an eye of ender, you can create a weird virus-looking like thing called the enderiophage. If provoked, it will stab you with its end, and you will get a disease known as the ender flu. And it is very, very fatal.
Today we're going to take a look at some of the stuff in the Twilight Forest.
Shout out to this guy's tutorial. Despite being a Minecraft veteran, I have never played through the Twilight Forest start to end. So I figured these last 28 days would give me just enough time. After exploring around a bit, I finally found the dungeon where you can fight Minnow Shroom. I thought it was in a completely different biome. I'm gonna skip to the fight with Minnow Shroom because this maze gave me a massive headache. I found some TNT lying around in a chest, so I set him up in a little trap and lured him right into the explosion. Then I just hit him with my axe and bam, he was dead. I think I made it too easy. That right there is the Dark Tower. That's where you fight the Urghast, but we don't need to be there right now, so. After you defeat the Minnow Shroom, the next boss that you have to fight is the Hydra. They spawn in fiery swamps, and this one was too far away. I just decided to use an Orb of Flight. Yeah, when I showed up to the fight, I was kind of a little bit unprepared and kind of nervous. I used the Warp Stone to take me back to our base so I could gear up just a little bit better. I came back when I was ready, and I had this idea to drop a bunch of TNT on him. It did absolutely nothing, so we're just gonna fight him normally with the Orb of Temporary Flight, which made this boss fight a little bit too easy. Even when it wore out, there was no reason for me to swap back into my Draco Arcanus Armor because that steel leaf is just enough. I didn't know that yet. I was kind of in a Twilight Forest boss rush because I immediately went back and fought the Alpha Yeti. The Alpha Yeti boss was a way easier fight. I think it's because my axe had sharpness 4, and it just made everything way too easy. I got really lucky right here because the Alpha Yeti cave was right next to the Aura Castle. The Aura Castle is where you fight the Snow Queen. There was this new kind of block called Aura Block, and it acts just like that Myelite, but with blue, green, teal, light blue, all of that. I think it's really cool. I flew all the way up to the top because I was lazy, only to find out that you actually have to go through the castle to find where the boss room is. Didn't really take that long. I had a few Orb of Flights. I think that's kind of cheating. When I was finally up at the tower, she spawned in, and just look at how easy this fight was. That fight was so boring, I'm surprised the screen didn't go black like it did earlier. All the other YouTube videos made it look way too hard. I brightened up the image right here because I'm in the dark forest. This right here is another area that just gave me a headache to walk around. I'm here to fight the Phantom Knight. Now, I'm speeding this process up, but this right here is the first dungeon that I went through. I kind of get motion sick when I play Minecraft if I'm playing on any other POV other than 81 or 82. I don't know why. But that first dungeon right there made me sick regardless because it didn't even have a boss room in it. 2 dungeons later, I finally found it. Maybe I'm just a pro gamer, but I rarely struggled with any of these fights. I say as I swap my armor out for the more powerful one. I really only struggled with one Twilight Forest boss, and that's coming up, you'll see. This boss right here is the Phantom Knight, and like I said, it was kind of easy. Directly after fighting the Phantom Knight, I went to the Dark Tower, which is above the Dark Forest. Yup, I'm actually gonna go and fight the Urghast here very soon. But there is a small catch. So I was completely fighting the Urghast wrong. See, I kept using an Orb of Flight to go up to it and attack it just head on. And that does not work because not only does it heal itself, it does a crap ton of armor damage. And that's not a good thing for me because I want to keep this Arcanus set. I will explain what I was doing wrong during this fight here in a minute. But I just want to explain how stupid I was to just continue doing the exact same thing over and over and over and seeing no results. Wait a minute, I heard that somewhere. I went back to the base because in one of the Phantom Knight dungeons, I found a Sharpness 4 book, and because I already had Sharpness 4 on my axe, I was able to finally make it Sharpness 5! Okay, so let me explain what I was doing wrong here in this fight. Right here, there are these things called ghast traps, and they are powered by Carnite Gastlings, which the Urghast just kind of summons. The more Gastlings that you kill around these traps, the more powered it will get, and when it becomes powered up enough, it can be activated through a redstone signal, sucking the Urghast in. And honestly, it kind of made the fight a lot easier than whatever I was doing. I have no idea why I had to go out and make it so difficult. I went back to the base with the Urghast trophy, and honestly, I thought it would look better if I didn't place it in the stone hand. I can't remember why I was AFK on day 179, but I think it's because I needed the XP to repair all of my armor pieces. I didn't want to risk breaking the helmet, so I exchanged it with the rot knots. On day 180, I was gathering some dirt so I could build up to a cloud in the Twilight Forest. This is completely unnecessary. There's a certain armor set that I want, and you can only get it if you have fiery blood, which gets dropped by the Hydra. So I killed another one. I don't have the boots for this set just yet, but already it looks so good. Day 183, I started a project that I immediately regret the moment I finished it. Yeah, take a wild guess what I'm building. Oh, no, 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 that is so bad, no. Yeah, I'm way too lazy to take it down. There were more villagers when I came back, so I started putting them in their little areas. I decided to take all the beds out of their little area because they don't need sleep, let's be honest. 185 could have been a crazy day, but I was AFK. Yeah, well, day 186 wasn't any better because I did absolutely nothing this entire day. Yeah, when I came back, 2 of the villagers just mysteriously disappeared, okay? They were not being useful. See, well, I'm dumb, and I put this villager in his little area, but I only have 1 more villager, so I had to let this one free if I wanted more. I already had a dog at this point that I found in the Twilight Forest. I didn't show it here, and I accidentally hit these 2, and it kind of made me sad. Remember that dirt I was collecting earlier? Yeah, well, I forgot that at the base. So I got all the way up to these clouds and wait. Hey, that's me! That's me! I completely forgot that in the Twilight Forest you end up fighting giant versions of yourself. I need a giant's pickaxe because right underneath us is the Troll's Cave, and they have an obsidian vault that has an item called the Lamp of Cinders, which will allow me to progress. It took me a while to find it, but I eventually got here. Here it is. There were a lot of annoying mobs. Well, right here, it's called the Lamp of Cinders, and it allows you to burn through the thorns to get to the final castle. Yeah, we're almost done. I have no idea what happened to 193, but it's okay. I repaired my armor. This right here is the final castle, and these are crazy cool blocks. That would be so cool if Mojang added doors that acted like this. Honestly, I think I was a little bit over-prepared for the Twilight Forest because there was literally no threat in here. I was gearing up for the final battle, like I was changing out my armor pieces. I was getting so ready for this fight. I was taking off my fiery set and then putting on my Draco Arcanus set. This boss was honestly going to be so cool. I was so ready to fight it, but I wanted to fight it on day 195. For those who've played the Twilight Forest, you already know what is about to happen, and my world was shattered. I got up into this little boss looking area, and they just plugged their Discord. I was expecting like a whole final boss. It was going to be so cool, and nothing. I was so sad from this defeat, I decided to go out and find another Naga snake and beat its ass. Why have a place called the Final Castle but no boss? I was so mad by this discovery, I went out and fought another Urghast just for fun. Day 197 was kinda cool. I found a bastion. I've never done that before. I didn't need that dirt from earlier. You could just grow a beanstalk from magic beans. I spent the rest of the day mining with the giant's pickaxe. It kind of makes strip mining fun. And finally, day 199, I put all my armor up, put everything in the treasure area, and got prepared for the final day. I wanted to start day 200 a little bit earlier than day 100 because there are a lot more things to go over. Here's my room area back here. I was thinking about adding walls around it, or like glass walls, but that never really came. I don't know why I never did that. By far, this is my favorite set throughout this 100 days. Going down here, we got my dog and my cat. Alright, so this building right here, honestly, I have no idea what this building is. As you can see, we're just we're growing flowers. Yeah, this right here, we're growing mystical flowers. Yeah, we'll just say that. With all of that out of the way, I think it is finally time to put an end to these 100 days. Again, thank you for watching this far in the video. It really means a lot to me. Well, there's really not much else to do after this, so I guess I will have to see you guys in the next video. Peace.